Did you know that one tiny, forgotten object might have changed the fate of the RMS Titanic? It's a story of a simple mistake with colossal consequences. The object in question? A small key. A key to a locker that held the ship's binoculars. As the Titanic set sail on its maiden voyage, a last-minute crew change happened. Officer David Blair, who was reassigned to another ship, accidentally walked off with this crucial key in his pocket. He was the only one who knew where the ship's binoculars were stored, and without the key, the locker they were in remained stubbornly shut. Now, imagine you're a lookout, high up in the crow's nest of the most advanced ship in the world. It's a moonless, eerily calm night on the North Atlantic. The water is like a sheet of black glass, making it incredibly difficult to spot icebergs, which normally create a ring of white surf at their base. Your only tools are your own eyes, no binoculars. Fred Fleet, one of the lookouts that fateful night, later testified at the official inquiry. When asked what would have happened if they'd had binoculars, his answer was chilling. He believed they would have seen the iceberg sooner. Sooner enough, he claimed, to alert the bridge and give them enough time to steer the massive vessel clear of danger. Think about that for a moment. The entire disaster, the loss of over 1,500 lives, might have hinged on a moment of simple human error. A forgotten key. It's a perfect, tragic example of the butterfly effect. A small, seemingly insignificant action leading to a catastrophic outcome. Of course, historians and experts are divided on this. Some argue that even with binoculars, the night was so dark and the conditions so unusual that it might not have made a difference. They point out that the lookouts were trained to use their naked eyes and scan the horizon, and that binoculars could have actually limited their field of vision. Binoculars are great for examining something you've already spotted, but maybe not for sweeping a vast, dark expanse of ocean. Others believe the lack of binoculars was a critical failure. They argued that any tool that could have extended the lookout sight, even by a few hundred yards, would have been invaluable. Those extra seconds, or perhaps even a minute, could have been the difference between a near miss and a fatal collision. The ship's second officer, Charles Lightler, defended the situation, stating that the primary job of a lookout was to spot things with the naked eye first, and then use glasses to identify them. He felt that constantly using binoculars would have been a strain and less effective. But it's hard to ignore the direct testimony of the man in the crow's nest, Fred Fleet, who was adamant they could have saved the ship. This theory also highlights the chain of command and communication. Officer Blair, realizing his mistake after the ship had sailed, kept the key as a memento. He couldn't have known the gravity of his oversight. The key itself survived and was eventually sold at auction for a huge sum. A small metal reminder of a gigantic what-if. What if Blair had remembered to hand over the key? What if the lookouts, Fleet and his partner Reginald Lee, had been able to scan the horizon with powerful lenses? Would they have seen that dark, menacing shadow just a little bit earlier? Would the frantic call to the bridge iceberg, right ahead, have come with enough time to maneuver the colossal ship? It adds another layer of tragic irony to the Titanic's story. The ship was famously touted as unsinkable, a marvel of modern engineering. It had the latest technology, watertight compartments, and every luxury imaginable. Yet, its fate may have been sealed not by a grand design flaw, but by the absence of a basic piece of equipment that was actually on board, just locked away. This story isn't just about a key. It's a powerful lesson in the importance of small details. In any complex system, whether it's a ship, a company, or even just our daily lives, it's often the little things, the procedures we overlook, that can lead to the biggest problems. The Titanic disaster was a perfect storm of circumstances. The high speed, the unusual weather conditions, the insufficient number of lifeboats, and perhaps the missing key to the binocular locker. It's a haunting thought, isn't it? No. That a different outcome was just sitting there, locked inside a small cabinet in the crow's nest. While we'll never know for sure if the binoculars would have saved the Titanic, The story of the forgotten key serves as a powerful and poignant footnote to one of history's most famous tragedies. It reminds us that history isn't just about grand events. It's also about the tiny human moments that shape them. What do you think? Could a simple pair of binoculars have averted this legendary disaster? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this journey into the past, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more fascinating stories.